We are ready to resume the bull calf class, the class 214, first split. Entering the ring, class 214. Entry number 314, High Bluff G-Star 150G, an entry by High Bluff Stock Farm, Inglis, Manitoba. High Bluff Casanova 13C out of a High Bluff Jive 150B. Entry 315, another entry of High Bluff Stock Farm from Inglis, High Bluff Gentleman 113G. High Bluff El Paso out of a High Bluff HD 96A. Entry 317, Stepler Axle 320G, an entry of Stepler Farms, Miami, Manitoba, out of K's Full House 22E and Stepler Miss 314B. Entry 318, High Bluff Great Gatsby 24G, an entry of High Bluff Stock Farm from Inglis, Manitoba, out of a High Bluff Casanova 13C out of an SOS Gonna Get You Good 128R. Entry 319, JMB Zach 908G, an entry of JMB Charlotte, Brookdale, Manitoba. JMB Boys Bull 736E out of JMB Rosetta 720E.
I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. I took a little longer on this first class of bull calves here this afternoon, but there's some bulls out here that I like a whole bunch, and there's some bulls I'd like to change a little bit. In being honest to myself, I guess the calf that I used to win this class, he's the most moderate calf in class, yes. He's got the most eye-appealing muscle pattern profiles to me, what I like to see. The most complete calf in the class as far as the skull, the throat, the neck, the crest that he possesses. A nice forearm in this calf. He's got nice shape to his rib, beautiful stifle, round muscle, good top kind of a calf. I really like this guy. He's a moderate package, but like I say, if it works for you and what you're doing with your program, stick with it. I can't dictate that to you, but this is the type and the kind that I'm really looking for. The second place calf, I think, follows him in a larger scale. Calf that's got some muscle to him. He's got adequate testicles, there's no doubt about it. A calf that can get out and move. He just doesn't put that front end, he doesn't blend it together like the first place calf today, but I really like the power that this calf has. These next two calves in class are calves that, these are big individuals. These are calves that you put 6 weeks on them. These are the changers. These are going to change a lot. Just a little more time, a little more management on these pair of calves is going to make a huge difference. Like I always revert back to that 4 to 6 week window. These calves change a whole pile. They're good calves. They just need more time. The calf that rounds out the class here today is a calf that just gives up a little bit of the depth compared to those calves, the two calves above him today. But he's still a youthful, got lots of character type of a bull. He's going to be around for a while, and he'll go out and service a lot of cows. Thank you.
First in class, entry number 317, Steppler Axel 320G, Steppler Farms, Miami. Second, entry 318, High Bluff the Great Gatsby 24G, an entry of High Bluff Stock Farm from Inglis, Manitoba. Third, entry 315, High Bluff Gentleman 113G, another entry of High Bluff Stock Farm, Inglis, Manitoba. Fourth, entry 314, High Bluff G-Star 150G, High Bluff Stock Farm from Inglis, Manitoba. And entry 319, fifth by JMB Zach 908G, an entry of JMB Charlet, Brookdale, Manitoba. The second split, Charlet Bulls, entry 320, HC Gearwork 946G by Hunter Charlet, Roblin, Manitoba. JWX Downtown 7C, and HC Sweet Cream 610 6104D. Entry 321, High Bluff Gibson 4G, an entry of High Bluff Stock Farm, Inglis. High Bluff Casanova 13C out of High Bluff Peaches 114G. Entry 322, HTA Double Barrel 943G, an entry of HTA Charlet Rivers, Manitoba. SHSH High Class 43D out of HTA Kiwi 381A. Entry 323, HC Gillette 915G, an entry of Hunter Charlet, Roblin, Manitoba. It's a WCR Commissioner 593P out of HC Hope 7122E. Entry 324, HTA Dimension 921G out of an entry of HTA Charlet, Rivers, Manitoba. It's an LT Ledger 0332P out of HTA Sweetheart 495B.
Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Over here on the North Ring, we're ready to get underway with our Speckle Park Show, 2019 Manitoba Ag X. Very proud to host the large Speckle Park Show here this year. And we're going to lead off with Class 800. Class 800 coming in will be the first split of heifer calves. We have 3 splits of heifer calves. So this first split coming in the ring are heifer calves ranging in age from March the 24th to up to February 6th. We're very proud to have exhibitors here in our Speckle Park show, all the way from Ontario through Saskatchewan. So great to see everybody in the barn, and great set of Speckle Park cattle for this year's show. Our judge for today is Kirk Seaborn. We're very pleased to have Kirk here with us to officiate our 2019 Speckle Park show.
This Charlotte class out here in your bull show this afternoon, there's 5 pretty good bull calves out here before us. This bull I led the class off with, in my mind, this is a very easy class winner for me. A bull that's got some muscle and some shape to him. He carries himself very, very nicely. He's up through that skull and that throat. You know, he's got a lot of character in him. He's got a beautiful hair coat coming on this calf. This will be an interesting calf to watch as the next few weeks unfold, coming down to the end of November. But this is a really, really interesting calf in my mind. The calf in second, big, powerful individual. He's got lots of muscle. He can get out and move very nicely. Carries a nice set of testicles down underneath. Maybe just gives up a little in that forerib going into that shoulder as compared to that calf. But 2 very, very good athletic type bulls in this class. Our bull in third here is a bull that I really like. This calf, there's a lot of good to this calf. He's got a lot of muscle, a lot of shape to him. It just gives up a little bit overall in general compared to the top 2 calves to compete any higher today, but I thought a bull that fit the third hole very nicely. A bull in fourth moving out here is a bull I really like the length of spine. I like the muscle to the bull. I just like to make him a little more fluent in his movement on that back end today to use him any higher, but you still have to appreciate the bull for the amount of mass and substance that he carries. The bull rounding out the bottom of the class is a bull that just gives up to those other top 3 calves, top 2 calves in the front of the class here today. But overall, I thought that was a pretty deep set of bull calves in the Charlotte show.
So first in class, entry 321, High Bluff Gibson, an entry of High Bluff Stock Farm from Inglis. Second, entry 324, an entry of HTA Charlet, HTA Dimension. Third in class, entry 323, HC Gillette 915G, an entry of Hunter Charlet. Fourth in class, entry 322, HTA Double Barrel 943G, an entry of HTA Charlet. Fifth in class, entry 320, HC Gearwork 946G, an entry of Hunter Charlet from Roblin, Manitoba. We'll now have the champion bull calf class with the first and seconds from the first two splits.
This Charlet division of the bull show, we got four pretty good calves out here in front of us. I think calves that got a lot to offer. These bulls are going to go out and produce some progeny, I think, in the next couple of years. That be something to keep your eye on, that's for sure. These are some bulls that'll go out and maybe bring some dollars in a spring sale or what have you, but I think they're four really strong contenders and individuals in your Charlet breed that got a lot to offer. So if anybody's out here watching or thinking about using a Charlet bull, there's some contributors out here I think would be sure to sit down and have a visit with you and talk about what your needs are with four pretty strong calves out here and other ones that I went back to the barn as well. But I'm going to go out and pick a couple of bulls that I think seem to have it all. They got some substance, they got some bone, they can travel. All four of these bulls can travel. There's no doubt about it, but two of them I like just a little bit more than the other two, so I'll go out and tell you which ones they are.
So the bull calf champion is entry 321, High Bluff Gibson, an entry of High Bluff Stock Farm, Inglis, Manitoba. They receive a jacket sponsored by L.E.J. Charlet. The reserve champion, Steppler Axel 320G, entry 317, an entry of Steppler Farms, Miami, Manitoba. And they win the prize sponsored by Johnson Charlet.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have our first split of heifer calves in our Speckle Park show placed. We'll have comments from our judge.
Good day, everybody. I'd like to thank the Manitoba Ag Acts for allowing me to be here today to participate in the Speckle Park show. It's interesting on the drive here today or yesterday to see the extreme challenges that the farmers have had in this area recently, and it's good to see things are starting to move now. I'm asked how things are out in Alberta, and I hate to comment too much because you guys have certainly had it rougher than we have. We'll start out today's heifer class. I I have to commend everybody here today. What a group here today. I had just as much trouble with the top end as I did the bottom end. It's certainly my opinion on the day. I think it could vary in a week from now or a month ago or what have you, but I'll try and do my best to try and demonstrate what I feel to be the factors that I have a high emphasis on in terms of trying to create a female that has a productivity in mind and longevity, and so with that, structure, soundness, features of muscle mass, and features of femininity. So I'd like to start the class off with this cooperative roan heifer here. She's such a sweet female. I think she blends everything else really well together. She's got muscle mass. She's smooth through her front. She's got great hip dimension, great on the move, free moving. She's really a sweet female. And close behind her, number 2, I think just doesn't have quite the hip structure as number 1, and perhaps not as wide based. Heifer in the 3rd spot, a lot of volume to her, a lot of length with the other heifers. Maybe just could change up her front end and hip and shoulder structure to strengthen her up a bit that way, but nice heifer all the same. Heifer in 4th spot, long, might be perhaps the longest, gives up a bit of depth of body, but still great hip structure, nice fronted. Heifer in bottom of the class, also a great heifer, just gives a bit of style and finesse above the others, but still a great female. Great class. Thank you.
On the Charolais side, we have class 219 in the yearling bull, a single entry, 325, RPJ Diesel 802F. It's an entry of JMB Charolais, Hidden Lake Farms, and Perrott Martin Farms. It's a seated ALZ 125Z out of RPJ Annie 627D.
Well, our first class of Speckle Parks have been placed, and leaving the ring in first place is show number 902, River Hill 105D Glitter 25G, exhibited by River Hill Farm in Neilburg, Saskatchewan. Second in class goes to show number 903, US Game Day 10G, exhibited by Underhill Specs of Guelph, Ontario. Third in class goes to show number 904, Second Chance Gridlock 18G, exhibited by Second Chance Speckle Park of Fairlight, Saskatchewan. Fourth in class goes to show number 900, Balmoral's Lady 9G, exhibited by Balmoral Farms of Dubuque, Saskatchewan. And fifth in class goes to show number 901, Calico Creek Glimmer 17G, exhibited by Calico Creek of Yorkton, Saskatchewan. I believe there should be a correction on that. Show number 901 should be fourth. Calico Creek is fourth, and the Balmoral 89G will be fifth. Apologize for that. Now coming into the ring is our second of 3 splits of Speckle Park heifer calves. Heifer calves ranging in age from youngest being January 29th up to January 16th.
On the Charolais side, class 222, the 2-year-old bulls, entry 326, High Bluff Dorado 74E. It's an entry of High Bluff Stock Farms and Mutry Farms. SCX Triumph 50B and a High Bluff Esperanza 142A. So the junior Charolais champion bull, entry 325. The class was sponsored by Meyer Land and Cattle. And the last class, the entry 326, is the senior champion bull. And that class was sponsored by Tri-N Charlet. We'll now have the grand selection for the grand champion bull. The grand champion class is sponsored by the Charlet banner. And the reserve champion banner is also sponsored by HTA Charlet.
In this champion division of your Charlet Bull Show, we've got only 4 individuals out here. I've commented on the calves in their division and stuff, but these junior and senior bulls wasn't able to, but I'll comment on them now with this yearling bull that we have in our junior division, a bull that only 1 entry in the class, but you know, if you analyze this bull and look at the head and the neck and the throat in this guy, there's lots of character to the bull. There's tremendous forearm in him, a bull that's made right. He's got that nice profile, like I said earlier this morning in our Angus show, if any of us were following or was able to be here to attend it. You got to look at these cattle every day, and I like to see something. I know when I go out to the field or the pasture, I want to see something that I enjoy looking at. I don't want something that's just average or poor or downheaded. I like something that carries themselves, something that I'm proud of, that I can go out there and have a look at every day and stand behind it and be happy I'm doing what I'm doing. Same with our senior bull. Here's another bull that's got some mass and he's got some muscle to him. Stifle muscle of this bull that can get out and move pretty good, you know, considering these bulls are a year older and they're a year heavier as well. But I think both of these junior and senior bulls could have withstood a whole lot more competition, that's for sure. But it's good that these contributors brought these bulls out here and exhibited them here in town, just so everybody can get a feel for the breed and see what direction they're going, because I know there's only 4 out here, but they're a pretty good representation of the Charlet breed and the quality of cattle and what this breed has done and can do and is maintaining to do as a terminal sire is just phenomenal when you look out in the commercial marketplace. I don't raise Charlet cattle. We've used Charlet bulls over the years for a number of years, and they work great, but with our cow herd, our British cow herd of what we got, Hereford and Hereford cross cows, we're pretty versatile. I'm not counting that we'll never go back to using these white guys on the females once I get them to where they're at. But I tell you what, they sure brought in a lot of dollars. But for me, being versatile with our cow herd, we can change that up just by pulling those bulls and using different bulls and switching bull batteries year to year. Or not year to year, but whenever we need to or whatever the market dictates is for us. And right now it's pushing us pretty heavy in our outfit to go off to the British cross female. And that's a market that we're trying to establish and one that we really are proud of and want to maintain, and to market our British females, but these guys work on those females. And I think as a breed and as these contributors out here, and I'm sorry I'm talking your ear off, should be darn proud of, because this is what these boys' job is to do, is to go out and sire those copper-colored calves with the white faces. Those are the best damn feeding steers you'll ever find in the country, and I'll put them up against any breed. But anyways, I'm going to go out and pick you a couple of bulls that I think as Charlotte exhibitors you should be proud of. I won't be on the mic anymore, but I'd like to thank Manitoba Brandon AgX for having me out here today to go through these cattle. Small numbers in the Charlotte show, but what the hell, the quality was there. These guys took the effort and the time to bring them to town. I think we should show them a little respect and what we thought of their cattle, and signing them off with a nice round of applause.
Champion Charlie Bull for the 2019 Ag X Show in Brandon is an entry of High Bluff Stock Farm, entry 321, High Bluff Gibson 4G. And the reserve champion, entry 325, RPJ Diesel 802F, an entry of JMB Charlet, Hidden Lake Farms, and Prot Martin Farms. Also, while I have the microphone, the Premier Breeder Award goes to High Bluff Stock Farms, as well as the Premier Exhibitor Award.
Second heifer calf class didn't get any easier for me. Heifer I have in first, I think she again puts it all together. It's free moving, nice smooth fronted, feminine front through the front end, great maternal hip structure, free moving, good flex through her stride. Along with the second heifer, perhaps giving up a bit of depth in body and overall structural mass. Nice heifer. Heifer in third, a little shorter built. Still moves out nicely, and great flexibility in her movement. Very maternal, these heifers. The two heifers in the bottom of the class, again, two great heifers that have a bright future in front of them. Just getting down to the details, perhaps refinement in some of the hip and shoulder structure to help put together a bit better of a stride, and maybe look after some of those details, but two great heifers as well. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. And in our second split of Speckle Park heifer calves here, leading off the class will be entry number 908, Colgan's Gamma Ray 19G, exhibited by Colgan Cattle Corp of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Second in class goes to show number 909, Calico Creek Grand Design 5G, exhibited by Calico Creek of Yorkton, Saskatchewan. Third in class goes to show number 906, Second Chance Georgina 8G, exhibited by Second Chance Speckle Park, Darlis Otter, Fairlight, Saskatchewan. Fourth in class goes to show number 907, Hales Creek Rockin' Reba 3G, exhibited by Hales Creek Farm of Kenton, Manitoba. And fifth in class goes to show number 905, Hales Creek Crystal Gal 4G, exhibited by Hales Creek Farm of Kenton, Manitoba. So if you're marking your show program from top to bottom, you should have them 5, 3, 4, 1, 2. Next class into the ring on the Speckle Park side will be our third and final split of heifer calves. These are our oldest group of heifer calves. They range in age, the youngest being January 16th right up to January the 5th. We're looking for 5 entries in this class, and once again, this is our third and final split of Speckle Park heifer calves. Immediately following this class will be your heifer calf champion. We'd really like to thank the Mazer Group as the Manitoba Ag X presenting sponsor. Mazer Group is a family of machinery dealerships offering agricultural, construction, and commercial turf equipment, sales, parts, and service. With 15 locations across Manitoba and southeastern Saskatchewan, they are ideally positioned to serve their customers throughout their territories. So big thank you once again to Mazer Group. Once again, for those of you folks that have just joined us, our judge here for today is Kirk Seaborn from Alberta. We're very pleased to have Kirk as our officiating judge for 2019 Speckle Park Show. We'd also like to welcome all the people that are watching online with liveauctions.tv. Great to have Jesse here doing our show. And I know with people being stuck at home with harvest and trying to get their fall work done, we have a lot more people that are logged in online watching our show than perhaps that are here. We certainly do appreciate everybody that is online watching, as we do have a very good show. Our numbers are up in the Speckle Park breed, and certainly extremely high quality set of cattle to come before you here today.
third class of heifers, another great class. I have just as much trouble with the top end as the bottom end. Top end, I think this female is structurally as sound as you'll find. I don't see any major issues there whatsoever. She's beautiful fronted, carries through with a lot of great length, great hip structure, very fluid on the move, hip and foot structure. It's all there. The second heifer in the class could be the biggest volumed, most dimensional female. I maybe had to be a bit tougher on her, the heifer in the start, because of a bit too big of a teat structure for me at this stage. I don't know if it'll be an issue down the road, but that's the way I see it today. Heifer in third could dress out to be the biggest muscle female in the class. I think she's still fluid enough in her movement and gets out on the move quite nicely. She's a good female. Nice, beautiful front end structure. Heifer in second from the bottom end of the class, I'd like to just correct her up and give her a bit more base, change up her front end a bit, maybe a bit soft in the front pasterns there. Black and white heifer in the bottom. Again, just a bit of a touch up on structure, hip and shoulder, just to give her a bit better movement and a bit better base to her. But still, tremendous volume, great female. She's going to make a great cow.
Thank you very much. And our third and final split of heifer calves leading off the class is show number 912, Wilcox Good Looking 23G, exhibited by Wilcox Livestock of Treeherne, Manitoba. Second in class goes to show number 913, Wilcox Showgirl 12G, again exhibited by Wilcox Livestock of Treeherne, Manitoba. Third in class goes to show number 911, US Addiction 2G, exhibited by Underhill Specs of Guelph, Ontario. Fourth in class goes to show number 914, Colgan's Gemini 02G, exhibited by Colgan's Cattle Company Corp. Of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. And fifth in class, INC Virginia 4G, exhibited by INC Cattle Company of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Once again, that was your third and final split. Now going to be coming back into the ring will be our heifer calf championship class. So we'll have the top two from each of our previous three splits back into the ring to compete for the overall title of Speckle Park heifer calf champion. So coming back from our first split, in first place was show number 902, River Hill 105D Glitter 25G, exhibited by River Hill Farm of Neilburg, Saskatchewan. Second out of our first split was show number 903, US Game Day 10G, exhibited by Underhill Specs of Guelph, Ontario. From our second split, first in class was show number 908, Colgan's Gamma Ray 19G, exhibited by Colgan's Cattle Company Corp. Of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Second in the second split, show number 909, Calico Creek Grand Design 5G, exhibited by Calico Creek of Yorkton, Saskatchewan. And once again from our third split, class winner was show number 912, Wilcox Good Looking 23G, exhibited by Wilcox Livestock of Treeherne, Manitoba. And second in that split was show number 913, Wilcox Showgirl 12G, exhibited by Wilcox Livestock, again of Treeherne, Manitoba.
just when you thought the Charlet show was complete, we have two more classes in the ring. We have the Get of Sire and the Breeder's Herd. We have one entry in class 327, High Bluff Stock Farm. The Get of Sire class is sponsored by Sunblade Charlet. The Breeder's Herd class is sponsored by Klein Cattle Company. And High Bluff Stock Farm also were the winners of the Premier Exhibitor, sponsored by Rammer Charlet, and the Premier Breeder class, sponsored by Pleasant Dawn Charlet.
We'll have some comments on our Heifer Calf Championship.
Finishing off the heifer classes, I've picked the top two that I feel today come above the rest. It didn't come easily, but I think the top two females here, they're a combination of everything that we're looking for. They bring together the maternal equation. They have soundness of structure. They have all the features that are going to ensure that they've got a big, bright future of many years of useful production. There's 4 other heifers in the class that I can almost squint and look the other way and bring them ahead further. There's just a couple of issues that that bother me with some really, really good heifers that just bring them in a bit below the 2 that I see in front today. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And your Heifer Calf champion goes to show number 912, Wilcox Good Lookin' 23G, exhibited by Wilcox Livestock of Treeherne, Manitoba. Your reserve Heifer Calf champion goes to show number 908. Show number 908 is Colgan's Gamma Ray 19G, exhibited by Colgan's Cattle Company Corp. Of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. So congratulations to those winners. We're now going to be moving into our yearling heifers. And starting off our yearling heifer division, we have 2 splits of yearling heifers. Our first, they're juniors. Junior heifers are a pair of April heifers. There's 2 in that class, and then there'll be 2 in the senior class as well. So now coming into the ring is going to be class number 803. These are females born again in 2018. 2 entries in this class. See Daryl Leppa down there at the end of the ring. Daryl's with Bow Valley Genetics. They, of course, are the Supreme Breed sponsor here this week. And Bow Valley Genetics is Canada's only complete reproductive service center, specializing in embryo transfer, conventional embryo flushing, in vitro fertilization, and semen collection. Bow Valley Genetics strives to help purebred beef producers achieve their herd's genetic goals. Owners use domestic and export qualified semen collection services complement their full offering of embryo production solutions to maximize the effect of your elite bulls and females have in your herd and your breed. So once again, thank you to Bow Valley Genetics for their sponsorship. I'd also like to recognize some of our sponsors of this year's show. Of course, the Central Prairie Speckle Park Alliance. Really like to thank our show sponsors, Second Chance Speckle Park, Colgan Cattle Company, Underhill Specs, Brock White Construction and Materials, Swan Valley Veterinary Clinic, TR Petroleum, Bow Valley Genetics, Pure Vita Nutrition Limited, Home Sweet Home, Gift Shop and Tea Room, INC Cattle, Balmoral Farms, and the junior show sponsor is Wilcox Livestock. So a big thank you to all of those folks for helping make our show possible.
First class of breds, there's certainly two different types of females. A fair bit of diversity between the two of them. I'd like to combine the two animals to make one. There's some great features on both of them. We'll go with the number one, smaller female here. I think she's just going to be a little more suitable for the times in terms of moderate frame size, moderate abilities to be able to hold on to flesh as she matures, as compared to the bigger female, who certainly is a massive, big performance female, and I certainly admire her hip structure. I probably admire that over the heifer number one spot. Overall, she's just a big, massive female, and perhaps just a little bit too extreme in terms of her mass and size today. but certainly a big performance female that would have a place in any herd as far as the production standpoint. So two good females, two different types, but they certainly have a place. Very good.
Well, thank you very much. Our placings here in this first split of bred heifers. First place goes to show number 915, Redneck 90, Flower Child 19F, exhibited by 444 Ranch of Odessa, Saskatchewan. Second in class was to show number 916, INC Northern Legend 67F, exhibited by INC Cattle Company of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. So these two heifers will come back after our next split to compete for the overall junior and reserve junior champion title. Once again, our second class coming into the ring will be the second and final split of yearling heifers, and once again looking for 2 entries in this class. More of our good Brandon AgX sponsors. This year we'd like to recognize as our cattle show ring sponsor, Trow Nutrition. Big thank you to those folks as well. Yesterday's Little Lady Classic sponsor was the Valley View Co-op. Our Bulls Show sponsor was sponsored by Heartland Livestock Services, as well as P. Quintain & Son. Also, Sullivan Supply was another co-sponsor of the Bulls Show. TD Canada Trust is our Prospect Steer and Heifer Grand Champion sponsor. Another one of the good cattle show sponsors here is Advantage Auto and Trailer. The exhibitor night sponsor was CNC Rentals. I'd like to thank Ritchie Brothers for their sponsorship of the cattle show here this year. Roblin Forest Products for their bark and mulch sponsorship. Another one of our exhibitor night sponsors was Office Innovations Incorporated, as well as Sweet Pro and the West Oba Credit Union. So a big thank you to all of those folks for helping to make this show possible. have some comments on our second split of bred heifers.
Couple of great females here. Again, it boils down to one feature that, for me, puts one above the other. Otherwise, there's things I admire very much about the lighter colored female here. I think she just gives a bit up on foot structure. Otherwise, tremendous female, and I think one that could certainly do better with that dealt with. The black heifer maybe gives up a bit of hip structure and overall dimension and length to the heifer on top, but in terms of her strengths and foot structure, I think that just has a heavy bearing on what I see here today. Thank you.
Kurt, could I get you to clarify something? So your second split of heifers, show number 917 was first. That's INC Brooks and Dunn 7F, exhibited by INC Cattle Company of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Second in class goes to River Hill 8D Fine and Fancy 93F, exhibited by River Hill Farm of Neilburg, Saskatchewan. We'll now be bringing in our two class winners, and from the first split is show number 915 Redneck 90 Flower Child 19F, exhibited by 44 Ranch of Odessa, Saskatchewan, was your winner in your first split. Second place in that first split was show number 916 INC Northern Legend 67F, exhibited by INC Cattle Company of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Once again, coming back from that second split was show number 917 in first place, INC Brooks and Dunn 7F, exhibited by INC Cattle Company of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, and second place was show number 918, River Hill 8D Fine and Fancy 93F, exhibited by River Hill Farm of Neilburg, Saskatchewan. So ladies and gentlemen, this is your junior champion class, where we will determine a grand and a reserve junior champion. Immediately following this class will be our 2-year-old and calf class. judge on our junior championship.
Nice group of females. I'll go 1 and 2 here. The number 1 heifer, I think, is more complete in terms of putting things together, dealing with the issues of some of the other females that are below her. Heifer number 2, I certainly had to be a bit tough in terms of her foot structure, but there's just so many other things about her that she puts together. I think her feet may not be an issue in the future, and it might be something you might have to address, but there's just so many other things there that that just really speak to me, and she's a great female. And the next 2 females, great examples of the breed and also great representatives of the beef industry. They're great females. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. Your junior champion is show number 917, INC Brooks and Dunn 7F, exhibited by INC Cattle Company of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Your reserve junior champion is show number 918, River Hill 8D Fine and Fancy 93F, exhibited by River Hill Farm of Neilburg, Saskatchewan. So congratulations once again to INC and River Hill for your junior champions. Now coming into the ring will be class number 807. This will be your 2-year-old heifers with their natural 2019 born calf at side. We should have 3 entries in our 2-year-old heifer class. Once again, now coming in, this is your 2-year-old heifers with their own natural 2019 born calf at side. Once again, a huge thank you to our sponsors of today's show, Second Chance Speckle Park, Colgan's Cattle Company, Underhill Specs, Brock White Construction Materials, Swan Valley Veterinary Clinic, TR Petroleum, Bow Valley Genetics, Pure Vita Nutrition, Home Sweet Home, INC Cattle Company, Balmoral Farms, and Wilcox Livestock. Here's Judge Seaborn with comments on his 2-year-old females.
Nice class of first calvers. You know, it really boils down to little things for me that I think separated out issues on perhaps teat size, udder suspension attachments, little things like this. Some of the calves, there's some structural issues, but nothing glaring, just small things. I put the light-colored female in first. Her heifer calf is certainly a great specimen, and I think a great generational step forward. The next two females, there's nothing to take away from them. They're both powerful females. The heifer in third, a lot of round shape to her and solid. She's going to maintain her condition very well. Her calf may be having a bad day today, but a good pair. It could change for me, but this is a good class here today. Thank you.
Thank you. Leading off our class, number 807, 2-year-old heifers, show number 921 is in first place. She's River Hill 54Z Ellie 25E, exhibited by River Hill Farm of Neilburg, Saskatchewan. Second in class goes to ring number 919, Calico Creek Exclusive 11E, exhibited by Calico Creek Cattle of Yorkton, Saskatchewan. Third in class goes to show number 920, Redneck 5C Elizabeth 13E, exhibited by 444 Ranch of Odessa, Saskatchewan. So ladies and gentlemen, we'll now be moving into our senior females, our cows born before January 1st, 2017 with their own natural 2019 calf at side. We're looking for 2 entries in our senior cow division. Should have 2 cows coming in. Once again, this is your senior cow class. Immediately following this class will be our senior championship class. This is class number 808 in the ring. We'll have comments on our mature cow class.
Another difficult class. I'm almost feeling like I'm doing a disservice by placing these two females either way. Great two pairs here. I think it boils down to maybe the one on the top here. The calf moves out a bit freer and a little bit more fluidity about her. Second cow, she's just a tremendous, powerful female. Exceptional bull calf on her. Just like to see him a bit more freer moving and a bit better movement through those rear joints there. But I'm just really having to get picky to figure out who to sort here. But two great pairs. Congratulations, they're really awesome.
Our results in our Class 808 mature cows. First place goes to show number 922. Watercress Good Looking 1D, exhibited by Wilcox Livestock of Treeherne, Manitoba. Second in class goes to show number 923. Beauty Melissa of Par 561B, exhibited by Colgan's Cattle Company Corp. Of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, that was your mature cow class. We'll have our top two-year-olds come back in to compete against these two cows from the class that's just leaving the ring to declare our overall Speckle Park Senior Champion Female. Immediately following the Senior Championship class will be your Grand Champion Female Drive. So once again, a big thank you to all of our Manitoba AgX Cattle Show sponsors, including Mazer Group, Tro Nutrition, Valley View Co-op, P. Quintain and Sons, Canad Inns, Sullivan Supply Inc., Heartland Livestock, TD Canada Trust, Mowat Livestock, New Rosedale Feed Mill, Bow Valley Genetics, Advantage Auto and Trailer, Ritchie Brothers Auctioneer, and Rocky Mountain Equipment. As well, we have a great number of other Manitoba AgX sponsors, including the Brandon Sun, CNC Rentals, Champion Towing, CJRB 1220, Golden West Radio, CKDM Radio, Four Seasons RV, Kelleher Ford, NCI FM and Now Country 104, Paladin Security, Progressive Sanitation, Pure Country Bob FM, Q Country, Roblin Forest Products, Smitty's, Sweet Pro Nutrition, Two Farm Kids, and United Rentals. Big thank you to all those great sponsors as well. We'd also like to recognize our ag education sponsors, McDonald's and Pizza Hut. Once again, your class in the ring now is your Senior Champion Female class. gentlemen, and comments on our senior champions. Here's our judge.
I guess on one hand, you know, none of these classes have been simple, but on the other hand, I don't think I could go wrong with picking any one of these to go home with. The cow I put on top, her calf is exceptional. They combine everything that I'm looking for. They've got the mobility, they've got the structure, they've got the mass, muscle shape, structural soundness. Just a great pair. Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, your results then in your senior championship class. Your senior champion goes to show number 922. This is Portercrest Good Looking 1D, exhibited by Wilcox Livestock of Treeherne, Manitoba. Excuse me. And your reserve senior champion is show number 921, River Hill 54Z Ellie 25E, exhibited by River Hill Farm of Neilburg, Saskatchewan. The ladies and gentlemen will now be looking for our Grand Champion Female Drive for your 2019 Brandon Ag X Speckle Park Show. For those of you on live auctions, once again we welcome you to our show here this afternoon. We have extremely competitive Speckle Park Show here. We're now waiting in anticipation of our Champion Female Drive. So ladies and gentlemen, coming back into the ring for our female drive is your heifer calf champions leading the way, and your heifer calf champion was show number 912, and that is Wilcox Good Looking, which will now be on the cow, I believe. So your reserve grand champion heifer calf coming in will be 908 Colgan's Gamma Ray 19G, exhibited by Colgan's Cattle Company of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. And your junior champion female was show number 917. She is INC Brooks and Dunn 7F, exhibited by INC Cattle Company of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Your reserve junior champion is show number 918, River Hill 8D Fine and Fancy 93F, exhibited by River Hill Farm of Neilburg, Saskatchewan. And once again, coming back in is your senior champion female as well, show number 922, Portercrest Good Looking 1D, exhibited by Wilcox Livestock of Treeherne, Manitoba. And your reserve senior champion is show number 921, River Hill 54Z LE 25E, exhibited by River Hill Farm of Neilburg, Saskatchewan. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for your 2019 Champion Female Drive. Once again, a huge thank you to our sponsors of our Speckle Park Show, which are Second Chance Speckle Park, Colgan Cattle Company, Underhill Specs, Brock White Construction Materials, Swan Valley Veterinary Clinic, TR Petroleum, Bow Valley Genetics, Provita Nutrition, Home Sweet Home, INC Cattle Co., Balmoral Farms, and Wilcox Livestock. A big thank you to those show sponsors for your 2019 show.
Great set of females here. I'm without words as to really what to do in a lot of ways, and I guess it boils down to the total picture of things in terms of what you're willing to sacrifice for what you really want, and the total outlook of having these females produce for a lot of years, and it's a long-term proposition for these females, and I see these ones carrying on for many years and doing great things. Some females here that we need to really focus on in the future in terms of what they're going to be delivering, and what a bright future. I'll select my top 2 females.
Your grand champion female goes to your senior champion. She's show number 922, Portercrest, Good Looking 1D, exhibited by Wilcox Livestock of Treeherne, Manitoba. And your reserve grand champion female is also out of your senior division. She is show number 921, Riverhill 54ZLE 25E, exhibited by Riverhill Farm of Neilburg, Saskatchewan. So congratulations once again to your 2019 Speckle Park Brandon Ag X champion female, show number 922, Portercrest, Good Looking 1D, exhibited by Wilcox Livestock of Treeherne, Manitoba. And your reserve grand champion female, show number 921, Riverhill 54Z LE 25E, exhibited by Riverhill Farm of Neilburg, Saskatchewan. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe we'll have a quick pause for pictures, and then we're going to get right into our bull show. Course leading off will be our bull calf class. Our bull show, we have 1 class of bull calves, 1 class of yearlings, and 1 class of mature bulls. So have our bulls ready to go. As soon as we're done our pictures, we'll be right into our bull show. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to resume our Speckle Park show. We're going to go into our bull show. So starting off with our bull calves, we're going to be looking for 6 entries in our bull calf class. This will be class number 813. now have comments from our judge on our first class of bulls.
Great group of bulls here. As far as prospect herd sires, there's plenty to choose from here. The whole lot of them are tremendous scrotal development already, and good sets on them. They're quite outstanding. The bull I put in first class here, I feel comes ahead fairly easily for me. He's a combination of a lot of things, and he puts it together quite nicely. He's already expressing some good crest on him, and he's good smooth fronted, long, wide topped, good depth, length, good length of body on him, and he moves just really nicely. Bull in second class gives up a bit of style, not quite as long spined, drops off a bit, but he still moves out nice, and he's got a great width base to him, good fronted, nice bull. The remaining bulls just give up little things here and there, length of spine, thickness through the top, perhaps could set some shoulders in a bit nicer, contributing to some mobility improvements. Overall, just a great set of bulls, and a bit more time on feed for a couple of the bottom bulls would certainly do a lot of good. The bull in fifth in the class, he's structurally sound. He needs a bit more feed put onto him. That's not to take away from him. He's pretty structurally sound. Maybe improve the front shoulder set on him, smooth things out a bit, but that's a bit of a deception based that he is perhaps the greenest one in the class. He's a good calf as well, so good string from top to bottom. A lot to be proud of here.
Thank you very much. Leading off our first class of bulls, our bull calf class in first place and automatically becoming your bull calf champion is show number 925, Colgan's Guardian 43G, exhibited by Colgan Cattle Company of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Second in class and becoming your reserve bull calf champion is show number 930, U.S. Whiskey Bent 5G, exhibited by Underhill Specs of Guelph, Ontario. Third in class goes to show number 928, Second Chance Grand Slam 08G, exhibited by Darla Sauter of Fairlight, Saskatchewan. Fourth in class goes to show number 926, Calico Creek Geronimo 16G, exhibited by Calico Creek of Yorkton, Saskatchewan. Fifth in class to show number 924, Calico Creek Game Boy 37G, exhibited by Calico Creek of Yorkton, Saskatchewan. And sixth in class to show number 927, Redneck 60 Godzilla 16G, exhibited by 444 Ranch of Odessa, Saskatchewan. So once again, your bull calf champion is show number 925 from Colgan's Cattle Corp, and your reserve bull calf champion is show number 930 from Underhill Specs of Guelph, Ontario. Our class now coming into the ring is class number 817. This is our yearling bulls, born between January 1st and March 31st, 2018. We have the two entries in this class. Only the one split of junior bulls, so our two bulls in the ring will automatically become your junior and reserve junior champion bull. And our next class into the ring will be our senior bulls. Our class of junior bulls is complete. We'll have comments from our judge.
Two impressive bulls here. Bull in first, I think he just has a bit more of everything. He combines so many things that we're looking for. Fairly free on the move over the second bull. Bigger dimension through his top end. He's just exceptional bull. Bull in second, he just gives up a bit of power and dimension, length of spine. Perhaps not quite as structurally correct through his shoulder, but an exceptional bull just the same. Great development through his scrotal. Both two tremendous bulls. Very well done.
Well, thank you very much. Your junior champion bull is show number 933, Colgan's Fraser CF 11F, exhibited by Colgan's Cattle Company of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Show number 932 is your reserve junior bull champion. That is Chris Boomerang 7F, exhibited by INC Cattle Company of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Once again, they receive your awards for junior and reserve junior champion bull. Our next class into the ring will be our final bull split before our grand champion bull drive. This is the senior bulls, and we're looking for 2 entries in our senior bulls. Our class of senior bulls is complete. Here's our judge with comments.
Two different style of bulls here, but two bulls that I both quite like features on. The bull I put in first here, the smaller of the two bulls, I think he's just a little more complete. He's certainly a bull that can get out on the move for a bull that has as much muscle mass and thickness as what you see here. He's quite a good moving bull, perhaps one of the better footed animals that I've seen, followed by the second bull, which I consider to be a good footed animal. He's a powerhouse. He's maybe not quite as level hipped as the bull in first, and not quite as free moving, maybe as an adaptation of some of those structural issues that aren't big, but they're little things that I have to accommodate to decipher between the two of them. But they're two very powerful beef bulls. Good couple bulls here.
Thank you, Judge Seaborn. Our senior champion bull goes to show number 935, JSF Wall Street 36E, exhibited by Colgan Cattle Company of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. And show number 934 is your reserve senior champion bull. He is Calico Creek Epic 14E, exhibited by Calico Creek of Yorkton, Saskatchewan. Ladies and gentlemen, this does now bring us to our Grand Champion Bull Drive for the 2019 Manitoba Ag X Show. Our next class into the ring, Grand Champion Bull. Ladies and gentlemen, coming into the ring, here's your Grand Champion Bull Drive. Leading off is your calf champions. Your bull calf champion is show number 925, and he is Colgan's Guardian 43G, exhibited by Colgan Cattle Company Corp of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Your reserve calf champion is show number 930. He is US Whiskey Bent 5G, exhibited by Underhill Specs of Guelph, Ontario. Your junior champion bull was show number 933, Colgan's Fraser 11F, exhibited by Colgan's Cattle Company Corp of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Your reserve junior champion bull was show number 932, Ancris Boomerang 7F, exhibited by INC Cattle Company of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. And your senior champion bull was show number 935, JSF Wall Street 36E, exhibited by, again, Colgan's Cattle Company Corp of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. And show number 934 is your reserve senior champion bull. He is Calico Creek Epic 14E, exhibited by Calico Creek of Yorkton, Saskatchewan. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for your 2019 Grand Champion Bull class. Some comments on this champion bull drive from our judge.
Nice pen of champions in here. They're all champions in my mind. There's a lot of great features among every one of these bulls. As far as a breed, I don't know of another breed in this nation that has been so diligent in working and moving forward the last 2 decades. It's quite impressive. Me standing here from another breed looking in on the Speckle Park breed, it's very impressive what you guys have done over the years. I'll go out and select your champions here. Any one of these bulls I'd be happy to plug into a commercial program or another Speckle Park program. It's very impressive what we've seen here today.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's your 2019 Ag X Grand Champion Bull for the Speckle Park Show. He is your junior champion. He's show number 933, Colgan's Fraser CF 11F, exhibited by Colgan Cattle Company Corp. Of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. And your reserve grand champion bull is your calf champion. He is show number 925, and that is Colgan's Guardian 43G, exhibited again by Colgan's Cattle Company Corp. Of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Your bull division is a sweep for Colgan's Cattle Company of Saskatoon. Congratulations, Tony and Tammy and the family, on a great bull show.
for more than one reason. It's the simplest class for me today. Tremendous example of two beasts here. They've got a tremendous future ahead of them. Very well done.
Yeah, by the time they get here, it's probably easier to take a picture.
We'll go with the darker colored herd here. Great representation, female male aspect, tremendous powerful bulls, and what a female here. She's something else. The younger class, again, bright future ahead of them. Expression of maternal strengths and also productivity in producing beef. I think bright future ahead of them. Well done.
Thank you very much, and congratulations. Colgan's Cattle Company, of course, had your pair of bulls, your breeder's herd, and now your Gitta's sire as well. Second place to Second Chance. Tony, while you're here, you're also a premier exhibitor and premier breeder. So congratulations on a very successful show. Thanks for coming over to Brandon, and I think we'll see you guys in the barn. Thank you.